Welcome everyone to Cheese in Depth. I'm Michael Landis, and today we're really fortunate to be able to have a good friend.
Let's first start by taking a little taste of the Rogue River Blue. It's right here in front of me. To taste the Rogue River Blue, what I like to do is to get a real understanding of it. And by doing that, what I do is I like to take my cheese knife and just wipe it across the surface so I can really understand the full flavor of this cheese.
Went to France during college, got a job on a farm in the summer making cheese, and I just absolutely loved it and loved living that lifestyle of making food and making something. And so wandered up to Vermont and got it going a few years later. But gosh, that was I was 19 years old, and that was in 1980. So, yeah.
We bought 80 acres, built a log cabin with logs we drug out of the woods with a horse. And it was the back to the land era. And it was the 71, I think. And so I caught a couple of wild goats and took them up there. And so, you know, if you have 2 goats, pretty soon you've got 20. And you know, it was the right thing to do for me at the time, was just make cheese at home.
When we first started rubbing crazy stuff on cheese, people thought we were just these 2 yahoos from Utah that just didn't know what they can and can't do. And that's pretty much what it was. We didn't know what we couldn't do. When we told Utah State that we rubbed coffee on cheese, they kind of shook their head and they said, well, you can't do that. And we're like, well, come on down and tell us why. And they came down and they tasted it and they're like, well, and then they couldn't figure out a reason why. But
it does have that smoked spice thing, which I noticed more when I'm pairing it with the barrel aged beverage and then the spruce barked cheese. And I totally agree with what Michael said, which is that the cheese, the cream cools it down and allows it to sit on the palate a little more comfortably. And I think this is definitely like a 1 + 1 + 1 = 4 or 5
yes.
pairing.
Chicago's hot dogs, Chicago style dogs are my favorite type of hot dogs. Love Chicago dogs.
If you were talking to aliens and they said, what is planet Earth's favorite condiment, I suppose you could say ketchup, which arguably, by the way, is arguably a chutney. It was originally called tomato chutney hundreds of years ago. But I think mango chutney would be the planet Earth's condiment.
Well, I want to say happy holidays and to a wonderful emerging 2021. I hope it's prosperous for all.
Cheers.
To that.
Cheers.
Days. Thanks, Michael.